What's up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And today we have very special guests. You see, they are in uniform. So this means business, right? So we have two lovely people from all the way from Ipoh this morning, right? We have Mr. Raymond and Miss May from Reda, Perak State, right? Yeah. So maybe you can introduce yourself and maybe say hi to everybody.
Hi, good morning. Yeah, my name is Raymond Chan. I am the chairman of Reda Perak, which stands for Real Estate Housing Developer Association, of which Reda Perak, we have got 117 members of developers in the association, which actually represent about 300 to 400 members, companies, which one company, we have 3 or 4 development companies. So Reda, I'm surprised that a lot of people are not really sure what is Reda. Reda actually is the association to promote and to coordinate housing development inclusive of properties, residential, commercial, factory, industries and all.
Okay.
And also, role of Reda is also to coordinate and to have dialogues with the state authorities, the state agencies on problems that we encounter in the industry.
And what's the criteria of to join Reda first, I think, first of all?
Any licensed developer can join Reda. We vet through the applicant, go through whether they've got records and all that. And once it's approved by the committee, it will be sent to Reda HQ.
How many branches are there?
We have got Perak, Penang, Kedah Police, 2 states in one. Kelantan, Terengganu, Pahang. Of course, down south is, of course, Selangor, Wilayah,
Melaka,
Negeri, and Johor. Sabah Sarawak is a different association. They call Rehda and Sharida.
I was invited to Reda also, but the landlord, they're different, so I didn't go.
Yeah, there's a different, they are guided by a different
land legislation.
Correct.
So welcome to the show. Then
feels so good to be here. But we're a bit nervous.
no problem. It feels very different, right?
Yeah.
Sitting on the other side, right?
right.
Then me yourself, like
I'm also from Ipoh, and also I'm a member of Reda Perak branch. We as in Perak Reda branch, we are trying to bring back the property exhibition for all participating developers to come in and showcase their latest development and projects, so that the public is like one-stop center for them to go around and find what is the latest trend, what are the properties for sale, that can fit their budget. Because for Perak, generally, most popular are all landed properties, as you know, because Perak got plenty of land bank, right?
Yep.
And somehow, people actually prefer a landed properties. They have no choice when they buy into a high-rise, for maybe investment purpose or near to city center. There's no more land we develop. So, but they want to stay in the city center to go to their workplace easily. Don't get caught in the traffic jam. That's where the demand for high-rise signal. In Ipoh, currently also there are now a lot of high-rises coming up. So now for those most developers in Perak will concentrate on landed properties. But generally in Ipoh, the properties here are very affordable compared to other states. Here we have about affordable homes price range of 250,000 and below that will fit the most, the disposal income of most people who want to buy a house. And you have a good place to stay in the sense that the cost of living is generally lower than other states.
Yep.
So you actually have a quality lifestyle. And you have fresh air, sunshine, or whatsoever, right?
That was the exact example, right, that I use. A lot of people, KL people, I will move away from KL. So that definition alone is so vague. A lot of people, KL very expensive, we move away lah. We move to Subang. How is that far away from KL? Then a lot of people, I move back to Kampong and go to Rawang. It's still expensive, huh?
Yeah.
Then might as well go back straight away to Ipoh.
Right.
And now with the convenient
connectivity.
You guys travel, how was the drive?
It's smooth. There's no traffic. Yeah.
And that actually revolutionized the entire interstate though. Because my mentor was building the NKVE and North South Highway. So he was telling me the days before the highway was around. Like young kid, where got such thing, right? Like highway. But now Ipoh's, how is the Ipoh's airport? Is it like...
Well, there have been many plans to promote to upgrade the port, but unfortunately, because of the
runway, the length of the runway, bigger planes may have that.
Take a lot of promotion.
But I think that will change.
Yeah, recently they're trying
plan to have another airport
in Sri Iskandar. That was talked about many years ago, but it has yet to materialize. But in the meantime, the current airport, which is in Ipoh, they're trying to bring in a direct flight between Ipoh and Bangkok. of
Singapore happened already.
happened long time ago. And earlier we have direct flight to Langkawi. I really enjoyed the flight. You know why? It only takes me half an hour to reach Langkawi.
Yeah.
So it was the best. But I think due to whatever reason now, the flight apparently has been cancelled.
And another one is, of course, the train,
Yeah.
ETS. It's so very convenient. I'm from Taiping. And to go to KL, you don't drive. You just take a train from Taiping to KL, the express, they call it express. And it's very convenient. It's just 3 hours. You just go to KL, arrive KL, get a grab, a taxi or whatever, and do your work. And the next evening, you come back. So I've got a accountant friend who does it every week. He travels by train. You don't need to drive. So this is one good thing about the transportation, the improvement of transportation, which is infrastructure. So it makes buying a property in Perak
More healing.
more healing. As you see, me see that prices in Perak is still affordable.
Yep.
A single-story terrace house landed is depending on the location, but it's within about 200 or 1,000 to 300,000 single-story.
Then for the mass bucket,
This must have so our definition of affordable homes in Perak is 250,000 and below. Yeah. Of course, the other segment of the houses like the B40, the low cost, and this cost, medium cost, which is called Perakku 1 and Perakku 2. Fambu Mili is Perakku 3.
Or Perakku.
Yeah, Perakku. It's just like your Selangorku. Selangorku, so we have Perakku. So that one is these two are actually under the government. They control the buyers, whoever developers build, low cost and medium cost, will be given to this Lembaga Perumahan Hartanah Perak LPHP, which is similar to LPHS, of which Reda is also represented in the board of directors.
So coming back to Reda, right? Just now you just bring through generally, but in layman terms, right? What does Reda do? Like I was in a development group before, right? Last time people say, "Hey, who want to join Reda?" No, everybody. No, where got time to actually go and do it. But actually, what's the
actually the Reda role is actually to promote and to coordinate all these housing developments that developers do. And then we also have a lot of dialogues, a lot of engagement with the government department and the government agencies. For example, we've got problems with, this is more on the developer side, on the water supply, on the Tenaga Nasional supply, on Indah Water, telecommunication. So, and also the state policies. So, state policies of imposing low-cost house for developer, medium-cost for developer, how many units, what is the density, what's the build area. All these are under the Lembaga Perumahan, of which Reda engaged. Reda is also a member of this Lembaga Perumahan. So the role of Reda is actually to coordinate whatever policies and the
and it's
of the state.
To give more developers a voice.
Yes, that's right. And when we talk about government services, government agencies, Reda. Most of the government services, we engage with that. Recently, we have engagement with the Tenaga Nasional. We have the engagement with Indah Water. Usually every month, we have all this engagement with this, so that we know what's the latest policies, what are the compliance, what are the latest policy. If we are not agreeable, we just voice that we are not agreeable. With that, we may be counter-proposed.
To add to that further, for private developers, why do you want to join Reda, for example? So when we join, we get to know the first-hand information about the policies that's going to be implemented whatsoever. And should the developers has any problem with their own project, by going to Reda, it will kind of solve their problem faster than...
Or amplify it at least.
Yes. And if we cannot solve any of our problems, probably bring it up to Reda. Hopefully, then they can connect with the government agencies whatsoever, or the local authority, to bring forward the developer's problem. And hopefully, you will have a fruitful solution.
Which actually represent about 300-400 developers company in Perak.
I'm very fortunate that I'm doing this YouTube channel in Malaysia. Why? Because Malaysia have around 2,000 over developers.
Yes.
The last I checked is 2217. But it's because of the nature of the Sdn Bhd.
Yes.
It's one mother company, but they got like 20 over.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Yeah.
So
to me, it's like endless jobs.
I can actually more than that, Sean. Because if you look at the licenses, I think about 20,000.
Yeah. So I already consolidated.
Correct.
So that's why I think it's important that why I have Reda here today, and from a public standpoint, as a consumer, right, there's not much correlation with Reda.
Correct.
as a buyer.
As a buyer, no.
That's right. So
Because Reda basically look after the interests of the developers. They do not participate in the management of the developers, up to the developers to handle the house buyers.
Yeah.
So if the house buyer face any problem, the developer that is not within the purview of Reda, it's up to them to settle with the house buyer association or whatsoever, bring it to tribunal.
also behind the chat just now, like everyone thought that developers makes a lot of money, our profit margin is the best, right? But actually, not all. So on surface, because always the media, we want to show people we produce good work, we have good results, right? For shareholders and
That was a big voice.
but deep down we bleed also. We cannot let people know. So I think like agency like Reda, it's a voice for especially for smaller ones.
Yes, correct.
Like for public also, a lot don't know that developer for maybe 30 shop offices is already a developer.
Correct. Yes, Steve.
Any development more than 4 units, you would have a license, a developer license from the Ministry of Housing. So any units, any businessman who wants to develop more than 4 units, they must register as a developer.
For residential.
For residential houses, not for industry,
Yeah.
for commercial, but for residential houses. So
So if you want
4 units and above.
to build for auntie, uncle, so
Yeah, so you do 4 or 2 and 3 to avoid all the regulatory.
But what's interesting also today, why is like the KL branch just reached out to me, so KL branch. But anyway, why I'm interested with Perak, because I'm from Ipoh also, but it's always a blind spot, especially when we talk about property investment.
Correct. Yes.
Even if you look into the top performing real estate market in Malaysia, right? Number 1 is Sabah. Number 2 is KL. Number 3 is Penang. And Penang and KL always switch lah. But Sabah is like a whole different game
Altogether, correct.
But then Ipoh, Melaka has always been like the focus on tourism only.
True.
Huh? But
true.
My last trip to Ipoh, then suddenly I see a lot of high rise. Like you say,
Correct.
I see 2 to 3 high rises a week. That's why it's very exciting though. If I can go and check out a few lah. But what's the sentiment like in the market right now, like from your point of view?
Sentiment of
Market property market.
Yeah, for the outlook of this year, 2023 is we are seeing stagnant. But next year, we're looking at, we also just about cautiously optimistic. So we're looking at it with the economy, open up and all that. We look at it picking up. But having said that, the cost of material, the cost of labor costs and all that has increased quite drastically. Pre-COVID and post-COVID.
If you can put a percentage to it, how many?
It's actually
Average out like,
average 20-30%.
right? I heard door frames double.
Yeah. All those, a lot of the cost, bricks, cement, steel bars have gone up and down. It just fluctuates, but it's still higher than the pre-COVID. So everything has gone up. Labor costs have gone up also a lot. So the cost of houses will never be reduced, will never go down because of the land costs, your labor costs, your building material costs, your compliance costs, inflation. So always, every year, I've been the developer, property development for the last 40 years.
40 years.
Yes.
Single-story terrace houses, Sean, those days in Taiping was selling, we started at 39,000. A single-story normal terrace house is 39,000.
Okay.
Now it's 250,000.
39,000 then, right? How was the loan like?
It's the same, actually. All these years the same. 39, I mean, those days, 39,000, the banks will still give you 80%, 90%. Some banks will give 100%.
What's the interest rate like, you remember?
I forgot, it was so long ago. If actually the interest rates go up and down. So I don't
Yeah.
get a figure.
Because my aunt, the earliest date I have in mind was 12.
It was quite high those days.
Yeah, 12, then 12%, 10 years. When your neighbor get, wow, you got 10 years or so, I got 8 only. Like, it was that hard. Like.
It's normally not too early. You say, buy. You don't buy now. You buy later. Prices will always go up.
Yeah.
Years and years. Every time it was a graduate. But in the smaller town, not like the big cities where it goes up and then comes down. In the small town, Ipoh, Taiping, Kuala Kangsar, Manjung, all these are gradual. Property price gradual because, as you say, land costs, building costs, material costs, and compliance costs. One of those also increase the price of properties with compliance costs.
Occupied. It's not for investors. That's why you see the price.
There's not as much flipping.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So valuation wise, it's very hard to gauge also because everybody. The last transaction came like 5 years ago. right?
So like for example, to spur the economy and all that, you know, the Hajamalim,
Yes.
they've got 10 billion USD coming in
From Delhi.
Fruit chicken.
Gili and Proton. Now they're shifting a lot of the operation from Shah Alam to Hajamalim.
But they are very scared one.
So
Yeah. Why this?
Happened before. Very scared.
But now they're talking about producing EV cars now. We're trying to say that.
But to me also like EV cars is a whole different topic altogether lah. Talking about like Perak, right? But I think that's one thing that a lot of friends in Singapore, especially when they buy, a lot of people, folks work in Singapore.
Yes.
Then they watch my channel there. Then every time when they go back, right, then they tell me how beautiful Ipoh is.
Yeah.
Right. Apparently, there's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. Like the domestic tourism in Malaysia is very active. Right? So when you go to Taipei, especially like the hotel need to pre-book one.
Yeah, because there's a very shortage of hotel rooms. So during the peak season, you can't get rooms.
Which is insane. Then like sometimes one wedding or auspicious date, like 4 weddings ongoing. Everywhere, no, even the dodgiest hotel also full.
Homestay comes in. Everybody goes into homestays. That's why it's actually flourishing in Taipei. A lot of homestays come in.
Yeah.
Because people, you know, the whole family, they stay in a homestay, they go, they do whatever. Cost-wise, is maybe cheaper because you have to get so many rooms, you just have homestay. Everybody's in one unit, got 3-4 rooms. Yeah, so that is the trend now.
Also, some friends who reach out to me, especially government servants, I always advise them to get posted back to where their parents are,
It's true.
which is like Perak and all. Because it's salary the same one, ma. When you get posted back. So
Yeah.
Becomes a pensioner's town.
Yeah.
Taipei is a pensioner's town actually.
So they come and tell me, Sean, I cannot tahan and we slow.
God, I understand. A lot of people with the kind of remark.
Then the internal joke about I'm an Ipoh flirt, so I can say, right? Ipoh flirt always yum cha one.
Yes, nothing better to do. So many cafes coming up. Correct.
Come to KL where we will work like 8 to 10 o'clock PM for Ipoh flirt. Only one.
Team Hong Kong.
Team Hong Kong. But so 5 o'clock sure.
All work-life balance.
Yeah.
And also because one thing, small town, there are less traffic. Here you go, get out, you have the 1 hour jam to the office. So you have to get very early morning.
1 hour is very good already. Like.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
And then after work, you have to wait until 7 something. Only you start going back.
Yeah.
So you mean the traveling time is...
Yeah, I'll say, yeah. Again, like, I stay around Puchong. Puchong to Puchong is 1 hour.
Wow, goodness.
Oh.
Big kind of. Or is
No, normal. Like, normal is a half an hour. Because Puchong is, they say big, really lah, but the traffic is
terrible.
like you Mont Kiara also, like now we are in Mont Kiara, right? Sometimes Mont Kiara is still 1 hour.
So for your friends, what are their attraction to stay in all these highly congested area as opposed back to their hometown, say in Perak?
I think the main difference will be their state of ambitions. I mean, like now at like 30, this is the golden time you create something.
Correct. Yeah.
You'll make money, right?
It's like,
But then if you are your own business or they do agency, they run their own insurance agency, creative agency, whatever, time is a bit more free. So they come to KL maybe once or twice in a week.
yes.
Then they will get like the same price. Like let's say they talk about our conversation was 800,000. 800,000 we get 750 square feet house around KL and a 3-bedroom.
Wow.
3 bedrooms.
Very small, very small.
Yeah.
Very small rooms.
For Ipoh, generally can get about 4,008 square feet, double-story terrace, landed properly some more.
Yep. Then some, if you get lucky, you go older ones, right?
Yeah.
It's like you can sell second-hand cars.
Yeah.
The compound
Correct.
per house is like half an acre, 1 acre. Yeah, so very familiar. And then I drive back. Why don't I just settle down here? And that's always the debate.
Yeah.
So if my advice to all these people is always to look for alternatives.
Yeah.
Like
true.
there's a metric about quality of life. It's not based on the money you have, but based on the life.
The happiness that you have,
So the internal, not internal, but I think I put it up
the satisfaction of life.
So the sad thing about KL folks now is when you want landed, because it's the dream house of everybody.
Yes.
We buy slightly further away from the city. But then everyday traveling
yeah.
one way.
Correct.
So
all your time spending on the road.
Exactly. So they like a 9 o'clock meeting in KL. They leave house at 5:30.
Precisely.
Then after meeting 8 o'clock, right? Might as well don't go back because you go back also 10.
Then
If you leave at 9, you reach home also 10. So what's the point of having a house then? That's why everybody settles in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So then the house, you like don't know what to do. Then you put as a dream home, people overspend on their renovation also.
Correct.
Yeah. Then there is a whole different story. I can go very deep in that. But I think in Ipoh, there is a very different context. Like if you can just decide as a family to take a step back. Like let's say now husband and wife work in KL and we barely make it through every month. Why don't we just step back? Right? Okay, dear wife or dear see who makes more, right? You know, it's so sexy, then you just settle the family in Penang or Ipoh or Taiping.
Correct.
This actually happening. A lot of couples are happening. They have weekends back here and then they travel. People travel from Taiping to KL to work. But the train now, like I was saying, 3 hours.
But with the high-speed rail, then it'll be much better, right? Shorter the travelling time. Then info properties or para property will boom, definitely. Because of the
if high-speed rail happen, both Singapore and Malaysia will boom.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I have so many investors who bought land already around the proposed.
Yes, a lot.
Sure, see my land. I bought already. Then like, tak jadi. Then they all like. But anyway, that's why I really see a lot of potential, especially from Ipoh folk. Then like, I'm looking at my mom also. So my mom stays around Shah Alam.
Oh.
Then the family is still in Ipoh. That's why like the pace suits there. Weekdays only. Weekends is a different creature altogether, Ipoh.
Yeah, right.
In weekends, like everything.
A lot of tourists is so packed nowadays, especially the mobile lane in Old Town.
Yeah, everything is like free.
In a way, right? Queuing up.
It's just a small lane.
Yeah.
Packed. It's so packed.
You know, it boosts the economy of Ipoh. You know, the food the service industry everything.
I think it gives a lot of opportunity to young folks in Ipoh also.
Yeah,
if you can
start your business.
To tap anything from Ipoh or suddenly can got a selling point.
I say overrated. Typing overrated.
The Taiping goreng pisang. Sorry, I don't get you. I seriously don't understand. But I like the zoo. Taiping, I like the zoo.
Yeah, it is a bit small, but it's just nice. Actually, it's well maintained.
Yeah.
Well maintained. It's not the zoo itself, Sean. It's actually Taiping. Nice safari, but it's the lake gardens.
Yeah,
we are voted one of the best lake gardens around.
Yeah.
So it's well maintained. You know, a lot of people. It's just nice, but we took things for granted when you're there. Every day we're there, it's nothing. But when people comes in from my friends from overseas or from outstation, they come say, "Wow, so nice lake garden, beautiful." You jog one round, big round is 3.3 kilometers. So every morning you see people jogging, evening you see people jogging, going up the Maxwell Hill, hiking up. Yeah. So it is a pensioner style, very slow moving. Very slow moving. So feedback. So people buy. Actually, we get a lot of buyers from outstation, from KL cities. They are from Taiping, just like
yeah.
From Taiping, they just invest in the house, which is actually very affordable for them.
Yep.
And then later on, but for the parents, and later on, they want to come back to stay, whatever. So just
I like, to me, by 45, I always tell people by 45 only I will truly like own a house. I'll just rent everywhere I stay.
That's a better option, in fact.
Yeah, because this is city more like for Perak. They call me rent. Yeah.
So I think it makes more sense.
It makes no sense, but from a KL standpoint, when 45, 48, okay, I want to take a step back already. Made my money. Okay, enough. It's like Singapore coming to Malaysia to retire. From KL, we can move to Taiping to retire.
Yes.
But then you must remember, after so many years, property price has gone up by so many times.
Yeah.
Developer, I haven't said that. So may I elaborate a bit of MAPEX, how many people are coming in.
Yeah.
I'll
just go in there. Yeah. So MAPEX includes, like, if it's for Perak branch, right? It includes the entire Perak, is it?
Yes. We have exhibitors from smaller towns, from Taiping.
Around how many?
From Kuala Kangsar.
Total 35.
35 this one.
We have 35.
35 booths. Compared to pre-pandemic, when we held it in year 2019, it was slightly about 40-something. But post-pandemic, because there's still a lot of
confidence issue.
Maybe, but now it's actually picking up. Most of the assistant stop, they're really calling it all sold out. So it's more of new projects coming on stream. But then because the pickup rate now is slowly coming back, that's why we are organizing MAPEX again to let all the developers to showcase our latest project.
After 3 years, I guess 2019 was the last, then 2020 COVID.
Yeah.
So this year
It's a comeback.
So it's actually, MAPEX is actually organized by all the states, Reda. And you can see that this coming September, October, November, all the other states are holding it. It's actually a place where showcase of all the properties that people want to buy. They have got maybe something to attract them, some lucky draws, some offers, some discounts, whatever. And of course, maybe you can elaborate on the iMiliki thing. Yeah. And also we have the banks. We have got 3 major banks who have also participating in this MAPEX in Perak. So we got 35 booths and 3 banks. And also the government agencies. We have got Lembaga Perumahan also showcasing their product this year, the products, And
what's the big name developers like Ipoh participate?
Okay.
iMiliki, I think most of the public have known that is for first-time house buyer. When you buy a property that is below 500,000, you will get 400% stamp duty exemption on the transfer titles as well as for the loan. So therefore, for first-time house buyer, we tend to save a lot in terms of stamp duty and transfer as well as the stamp duty on a loan agreement if they will take a loan. But the condition is for developers, you must give a minimum of 10% discount to the house buyer.
Compulsory there.
Compulsory.
Just like HOC lah.
For the stamp duty exemption. So even let's say my product is 700,000. So as I sell below 500,000 for 99999, you get entitled. So that is one of the conditions.
No wonder in KL, you don't see a lot.
Your SPA, sale and purchase agreement, has to be stamped between 1st of July 2022 to 31st of December 2023, end of this year. But then the agreement will stamp 1 month thereafter, which should be 31st of January 2024, right? Now, if buyers were to buy a property that's worth between 500,000 and 1 ringgit to 1 million, then the remission in the stamp duty is 75%. So it's still quite a substantial saving.
Stamp duty for 500,000.
Okay, the first 100,000 is 1%, is 1,000. Next 100,000 is 3%, 9,000. They save 9,000.
A lot of money also lah.
Yeah, and then the stamp duty loan, say you take a 90% loan maximum, 450,000 times 0.5% will be how much?
2,000 plus.
So you save a bit of money there. But this is really for the first house buyers.
Because the home ownership campaign actually ended. Sometimes that one actually increased a lot of sales revenue for most housing developers.
But that's one thing though. Like again, so like why am I going to really appreciate you guys coming over to share what Reda does, right? After I came out from the development scene, I realized there's a information gap, a great one.
Really?
We are in that own bubble, right? Oh, we are doing a lot of things. I got iMiliki, Reda. Then I go to my friends, right? Hey, you know what is this? Don't know.
We thought everybody knows. That's why when you say the topic to talk on is on this. We thought it's a public knowledge.
Yeah. So that's the huge gap. And like I'm from a developer's standpoint, my friends are all developers. I don't know. So many emails. Hey, iMiliki, why only so limited? Hope. What do you mean by hope?
Correct.
Then like you think I government mate? I'm a YouTuber already. Like.
Yeah.
So that's why this connection that becomes very important. So I can delegate back. But a lot of people like, hey, how is typing? How is this project? How whatever, right? I don't know. Let me send to Raymond, no? I send to Mail. So all this kind of thing useful to the channel. And when is MAPEX going to be held?
On the 6th of October to 8th of October, 6, 7, 8, Friday to Sunday, will be held at Ipoh Parade. One of the largest shopping mall in Ipoh now. You know, and that in terms of location is very
parking and everything all settled. So it's a 3 days event.
Yeah, and we will in between have a lot of interesting talks as well.
Yeah.
To draw in the crowds for developers who are participating, and also most developers will have some form of a special attractive discount whatsoever apart from the iMiliki thing, so that people when they come to MAPEX and buy during this period, they have special privileges as well as we also have lucky draws from them. They have sponsors from bronze to platinum tier, depending on how much they want to sponsor. That this will kind of help to defray certain of the expenses. Then we'll try to also talk about, now we're talking about sustainability in real estate. So we also get green RE, which is green building index they're talking about, to come in to give a talk to inform the public about how buyers can benefit from buying a green RE building. Because we are talking about carbon net zero by year 2050. So everybody has to play a part in reducing the carbon footprint. So as developers, we are so responsible in a certain way. When we design the building, we make sure that, the airflow, the utilization of the energy is lesser by providing solar panel, harness the natural energy, and also like for construction materials, going through the disposal and then rainwater harvesting system. We're talking about recycle, reuse, and whatsoever, right? So all this will help to address the climate change right now, because every year we're talking about increasing of about 1 to 1.5 degree. So the cause about all these global warming, that's why you have like natural disasters such as landslide, earthquake, or whatsoever, or flash flood. So if the whole world will to address this issue positively, therefore it will at least help to mitigate the damage that has been done by human beings.
You just reminded me of my entire degree.
Yeah.
I did architecture, but it majors in green.
All right.
Very interesting.
So I need to hafal MS 1525.
Five and also
front and back one.
what is the 1525?
Yeah. So it's the let's not talk about it lah.
Oh yeah.
So like the window, I need to know what's the heat transfer.
It's correct. Well, it's a lot of calculation,
Well, coming back to that, Sean, I believe to be an elaboration on the Green RE. Green RE actually is set up by Reda HQ, Reda Malaysia rather. It's a certification tool for buildings, green buildings. We have got the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, right? It was 10 years ago when we had this started Green RE, Green Renewable Energy. So this is now being used by a lot of state governments and also a lot of developers to rate their building, green building, where they get a certification. There are a lot of criteria to rate a green. Yeah. So this is one of the tools now Reda Malaysia is now promoting also. And actually it's been used by lots of developers, big boys and small, even now coming back to Perak, we have got quite a few now who do it. The biggest one that we did was Better Sea in London.
But my question then, like, what's the difference between GBI and RE?
Oh, this is a different body.
Yeah.
So it's actually, I think GBI is
Singapore.
Yeah.
GBI is Singapore. The other one is
there are 3 or 4. There are 3 or 4. There are 3 or 4. But Reda under Green RE is actually now getting lots and lots of certification. It's actually recognized by quite a few state government. The last was in Penang state government recognized Green RE.
Also meant for existing building, especially old buildings. How can instead of demolish the whole building, they're trying to do about retrofitting.
Yeah.
So as to reduce less carbon footprint. That's all.
Reda Row is also one of these green environment. And also, there's a Reda Institute where we have education on construction and methods of construction and research. Yes. We provide degree courses. Yeah. So that's why Reda is actually playing a very big role. Yeah.
I only been to your PJ branch. I think that's the HQ lah.
Yeah.
Yes, Glenajaya is our HQ.
It's just like, wow, very cool. That's all.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go in and all.
That is, I think, is a gold. Is it gold? Is it gold?
Gold rated.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think for those who are in Perak or for those who want to take a vacation, a long weekend there, go visit your family and friends, or just go to the night safari or whatever, right? You can stop by to MAPEX. Then I will just put the do you need registration or just it's free? It's just walk in. Yeah. I think I'll just put the details down below in the description. And this is just like I know we didn't need to do this, but as from a personal level, when did you buy your first property? You say you are in this field 40 years. Like, wow, you need to ask this.
Yeah, a long time ago actually. My first house was a house in a single-story terrace house, developed by the own company.
Oh,
yeah, it's 1978. That was my first property. Yeah.
How much was it?
The single-story corner lot is about 50 over thousand.
Are you still holding it today?
No, we sold. So the houses actually those days I say the houses price single story is 39,000. So it's a corner lot because my previous company. So we had a nice lot. And so I think we pay maybe 40 or 50,000. Then subsequently sold. Yeah. Then when other properties come in, that was my first property in 1978.
Wow.
Personally, are you heavy in investment for property?
I want to answer that.
But do you invest?
Yes, I do invest.
Yeah.
Properties in commercials, in land, in
mostly in Perak also, or it's everywhere?
KL. Yes, it is a KL. Yeah.
This is an investment channel. Don't forget yourself. When was your first property purchase?
Wow, that was like about 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Only 15 years ago?
Yes.
2008 only.
Something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Property, yeah. My family really own existing house. There's no need for me to actually buy one. Actually, I buy not so much for my own stay. I buy with a view of the inherent commercial value. And actually, the capital appreciation, I noticed it has really increased, I would say, more than 100% over the last, 15 years. Yeah. Even for the land bank that we buy now, it has actually increased tremendously. But given the nature of the property industry now, would you buy land now and hold it for the next 10 years? The increase in the inflation or whatever capital appreciation is much lower than what we have experienced for the past decade. Probably because I think the population has the growth rate has also dwindled and things like that. Then a lot of people like us in my age group, our children are either not with us in the retirement our age, they will be in overseas or other states, to earn a living. Because job opportunities over in Perak is slightly lesser than in the bigger towns, so you get to earn a lot. So, but it's more for buying properties where they have an emotional attachment for their parents or whatsoever, for a better quality of life. But one thing good about Ipoh, apart from, affordable housing, you're talking about education. We have very good, childcare. From childcare we start, because nowadays most parents are working, so they need to drop their children to a childcare center. Is very near to their houses, she's like that. And then in terms of from primary, secondary, you have a lot of option as well. Apart from government schools, you can still go to a private school, like international private school. And now with the new township in Sri Putani, they have their own so-called international school as well, right? So I think Ipoh has got a lot more to offer compared to decades ago. You can actually see the development in Ipoh. Right now, Ipoh city center, right? You're talking about semi-new houses, which has escalated from those days, a few hundred thousand to now about 1.5 million. So there's a new launch upcoming, which is by Markop Sdn Bhd, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Oriental Global Holdings, the JV with the state government. Then the first phase of semi-new, 48 units of solar, which is not even launched yet now. The registration is already more than few weeks behind, because some of our friends wanted to book a unit. They say, sorry, you got to wait. So prices in Ipoh actually catch up a lot in certain localities, so it has to be location based.
It's all location.
But at the same time,
but you still have a lot of affordable homes. Actually, my take is very simple. You can't afford a hire, you buy.
There's a lot of choice.
The choice. Then you upgrade.
Yes.
Like you started your question is first house. Yeah, because I buy the first house, I cannot afford that. So, but I sold the house, I upgraded and upgraded. So as you see prices, do you wait for another 10 years, price will not come down. You will be still going up. So you buy, it's like an investment. And then against inflation. So later on you sell, you maybe upgrade. So that is why we are saying that if you think that the house you like and is affordable, buy. Don't wait. Bank interests are still very affordable now.
Malaysia's interest is I'm dipping myself in the UK market a lot. So but it's the interest rate is like 9%. Ours is like 4%, 3.8, and we complete.
You're buying from the Malaysian developers, or you're buying from the UK developers?
UK.
Because Malaysian, we have got quite a few there. We were there.
That's why they were quite pissed off. I didn't go and check out their plan.
Good for investing.
No. I go there for study trip.
Okay.
Then I had audiences from Cambridge so I had a gathering there. Then a lot of people came. Then they were sharing me about their school fees.
Yes.
Gone up a lot, no school fees.
So if now my kid is 2, so imagine 20 years from now, you go into Cambridge, right?
Yeah.
How?
Plan, yeah.
So like my goal is to go for 25 properties, right?
Wow.
I need to sell like 1/3 of it just to send him to school. Wow, I scared. So like, I'm deeping myself. But then after that, right, and what you said just now, I'm now hoping that my mom don't see this episode. Because hey, the lady say Ipoh land can buy. So,
Yeah, you better buy it.
some money we go and buy. But jokes aside, but I think it's a very refreshing outlook to the channel altogether, because Perak we didn't cover a lot because it has always not been as
True.
action based, right? Like I go JB a lot, I go Penang a lot because it keeps new.
True.
But then Ipoh then like,
I know what you meant, because at one time I participate in the Star magazine, the property exhibition held in, I think it was KLCC or one of the place in KL. I was hoping to tap the people who are working in KL, but they're by their hometown comes from Ipoh.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's different. Those who walk past our booth, they're all very interested in the projects. So we have the pricing and what you're getting, the value for money.
Yeah.
But when they hear Ipoh, so laid back, I don't want to die there.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of feeling, they will say, oh, then we come to the conclusion that only people with emotional attachment back to Ipoh, they will buy their houses there.
Yep.
We really find it very difficult to attract people from other states to come in Ipoh to stay.
It doesn't make sense.
Unless your parents and your... Especially parents that they...
But then,
So if you come back to your question, mom will see you go buy a property.
You don't eat zhao liu for breakfast. And then you got something.
But I hope in time to come with the state government policy, actually Perak can be opened up more for like apart from tourism, which we are already there, but maybe retirement home, wellness center, things like that. A lot of potential in terms of hospitality industry, F&B. Now you can see almost the whole of Ipoh town sprouting up a lot of new F&B. Cafes, things like that. And people like to, take whatever from public transport. Say you landed up at the railway station, it's just walkable within the from old town to new town. You get to enjoy a lot of whatever Ipoh has got to offer in terms of food and old buildings and things like that. Somehow the nostalgic feeling of the old Ipoh, the history behind it, is there. So people still do come of Ipoh. I always dream of Ipoh become one day like Rome. You can actually walkable. Yes. You have all these like antique or Asian building, you restore from that perspective, and also still within walkability, you get to enjoy and take photographs. Do you know, combine laying it, the mural there is the most photographed photo in the whole world. I read somewhere in the Facebook. I was surprised. Every time you go there, you can't even really pass through. Everybody will taking picture of the mural. That's it. Something I don't know what's so special.
Yeah. For your information, Perak was supposed to be the capital of Malaysia. But it is. Like the origins of Perak came from a fish,
Oh, that's interesting.
the silver fish.
No wonder we are called the silver state. I thought it's up to
it's
mine.
in mine.
In mine.
No.
Oh, got a silver fish.
And also like that's why you see all the car plates in Perak all starts from A.
Yeah.
That's why I say why we start from A.
You guys
I like
are
that,
supposed
no?
to be the first.
First,
Until like one guy messed up in history, right? Then we moved to KL.
yeah, it's not the word Kuala Lumpur. If you know Bahasa, what it means.
But that's why if you look into like typing, I studied this, right? So like town planning wise, the grid format.
District, yeah.
Yeah, so it was very efficient. It was like if you look into typing map, the city is a grid, right? Then if you look into Ipoh, the infrastructure level compared to the housing, the roads are more well built than the housing. But in KL, it's the other way. So so like honestly, I think like I study this for fun, right? So I really like all this thing. Well, we can go all day. But anyway, I think if you guys are interested, we can always click the link down below, go and check it out, right? And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so glad to see somebody from Ipoh as well.
For better now, you see.
So I think that's all. See you guys on the next one. Ciao.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.